Playoffs intensity, and more importantly, playoffs intentionality from the Boston Celtics in their win against the Miami Heat. I will talk about that and more on this new episode of the Indian Celtic Show. Let's talk Celtic basketball. Hello and welcome along to another episode of the Indian Celtic Show. My name is Mohit Sharma and I am the host of the only podcast you need for the coverage of your Boston Celtics. You can find this podcast on Spotify and right here on YouTube. Make sure to give the channel a subscribe, give this video a like, and hop into the comment section and let's talk Celtic basketball. Let's talk this season series sweep of the Miami Heat. Yes sir, the Boston Celtics went into Miami and completed their regular season series sweep of the Miami Heat by defeating them with 4 points. So let me begin by firstly talking about the Miami Heat and all their absentees. They were missing their superstar player Jimmy Butler, who did not play in this game because of family matters, so we hope he has the strength. I hope he recovers fast. Terry Rozier got injured and it looked bad, so hopefully we're praying for him too, because he was a former Celtic. And not only that, we never want to see any players getting hurt. We always want to see everyone healthy and going at it. And Josh Richardson also got hurt, so a tough day at the office for Miami. But Miami being Miami, they put up a fight regardless. The Heat culture, although it's irritating for us the Celtic fans, but Heat culture is a true thing. And the Miami Heat showed that. The Celtics had to execute in the clutch, had to execute throughout the game professionally to defeat this gritty and tough Miami Heat team. And the Celtics did that. So let's talk about the Celtics. And I shall start by, first off, by saying it was so good to finally have a game that the starters and the main players were really, we could see that they cared about this game. They played this game with proper intentionality. It wasn't like the games against the Grizzlies or the Hawks or the Wizards, in which they were just going through the motions and they turn the switch on for a quarter and then win the game. It wasn't none of that. This game, they came in knowing that Miami is always a playoff rival, knowing that this is a great opportunity for them to execute their playoff, how they want to play in the playoffs. The intentions were playoff-like. It wasn't just passing the ball around and having a good shot opening three. No, they were hunting mismatches. They were running from the post. They were driving. It looked so good. It looked so professional, and it looked like a playoff preparation, I would say. And talking about the playoffs, the Miami Heat have always been the Boston Celtics' nemesis. I would say in the playoffs, these two teams have gone at it, and the Heat have always given the Celtics trouble. I would not be so delusional as to say that they have not, because they defeated us in 7 games last year, and even though we won in 7 games in 2022, it was a tough series. It is because the Miami Heat are a very smart basketball team led by a very smart coach in Eric Spoelstra. The things that they have done throughout the years, switching defenses, zone defenses, to persuade our best players, Tatum and Brown, into taking tough shots, into their bad habits. But let me tell you what, the addition of Kristaps Porzingis, it's a whole different ball game now. With Kristaps Porzingis in the fold for the Boston Celtics, whenever you switch against the Boston Celtics, the Celtics have done a great job of, whenever they see the other team is doing switches and they see a mismatch with Porzingis, because that dude is 7'3", and if you're going to switch on Porzingis, he will have little guys on him. Kristaps Porzingis is leading the league in post-up of efficiency this season. So this just says how intentional the Boston Celtics have been in giving Porzingis the ball whenever he has a mismatch, and just how good Porzingis has been. So this is a whole different scenario for the teams to face. If you're going to play drop coverage against Porzingis, he is spotting up like 3-4 feet behind the 3-point line. He's not shooting threes, he's throwing threes. Kristaps Porzingis is incredible. Every Celtics fan loves the addition of Kristaps Porzingis, and he has been, in my opinion, a true wild card now. He is now a true wild card in this matchup against the Miami Heat. Miami Heat will have trouble now because in this game he had 25 points. In the last game when we blew the brakes off of the Heat in their building again, he had like 19 points in just 21 minutes. Heat are in for some trouble this season. I'm never going to count out the Heat, but Porzingis mismatch is deadly for the Boston Celtics. Not only that, the Celtics have matured. You see guys like Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown attacking mismatches, going to the rim. There were times when I would see Jason Tatum controlling at the 3-point line, initiating offense from the 3-point line. I did not like that because I did not think he was a great rim finisher and he would pull up a lot. He still pulls up a lot for threes, and we all know when those threes go in, it's a wrap for the other teams. But not just that, now when he's driving with force. He is built strong now. He's one of them ones now. Jason Tatum going into the rim attacking. I have confidence now. The Celtics faithful have confidence in Jason Tatum controlling the ball, attacking mismatches. And we saw a lot of that, especially in the clutch. In this game, not only Tatum but Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown initiated a lot of the offense in the clutch. So as I was saying, executing playoff intentionality. You see Joe Mazzulla improving from last year, trying different defensive coverages. The Boston Celtics tried zone defense, the full court press, and the switching defense. Of course, they play the drop defense. It was wonderful. This game was very enjoyable compared to the last 3 games. Speaking of Joe Mazzulla, like I said, you can clearly see his growth from last year. I would definitely say he got outcoached in that series against the Heat, but I'm a big fan of Joe Mazzulla and the growth he has shown. He's big on counters, he's big on just these different things to try, and he's trying it all, trying to get film for the playoffs so we see how the Celtics, each of the Celtic players attacks certain plays, certain mismatches. That was great. Yeah, I'm going all over the place in this podcast, but as I said, I've talked about Porzingis. Tatum was great. Brown. Oh, let me talk about that. Jaylen Brown and Duncan Robinson skirmish, I would say. Jaylen Brown. Duncan Robinson, I think, fouled Jaylen Brown, and he had his hands right there beside of Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown was, "Get these hands off of me." And when he did this, Robinson's hand yanked. So he was hurt. He was clearly not happy. Of course, I would also not be happy, but what are you doing what are you doing with your hands right here? If you don't want to get hurt, get your hands off of Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, like he said in the press conference, he didn't understand what Duncan Robinson was doing. But one thing for sure, he will never do it again. But what that did was that really increased the intensity in the arena, intensity in the game. The Celtics were up 9, and all of a sudden, because of that, Brown was punished with a flagrant 1 foul. They made 2 free throws. They made a 3. I think they made a 3, and all of a sudden it was a 4-point game. The Celtics had to execute in the clutch, and execute they did. They got their stops. They rebounded. There was everything what Joe Mazzulla said he wants from the Celtics. He says he doesn't want any blowouts. He wants these close games so the Celtics can be ready for the playoffs. They got 1 close game. They were executing great. The first half was almost perfect in the beginning. It's not perfect in the sense that everything was going and they were blowing the Heat. No, I think they had a 9-point lead at halftime. But their process, what Mazzulla always talks about, intentions, playing with the right intentions. You could see that there were no wasted possessions. They were always hunting for great and not good shots. That is something the Celtics always need to do, because I'm going to say it right here. If the Celtics make it a thing, make it an intentional thing to go for great shots and not just settle for good shots, they will win the championship for sure. And when I say great shots and not good shots, it's Derek White, like for example, he has the ball and he sees, oh, I can just pull up for 3 right now, because a Derek White pull up 3 is always a good shot. But no, if you move the ball, you view the defense, you see how the other team is playing, you will always have mismatches because of the talent that you have on the floor. And if you stay intentional on hunting great shots, the Boston Celtics, with this process for sure, will win the NBA championship. And yes, as I said in the beginning, it was great. We were up 9, great intentions. In the second half, we started off great as well. We got up almost 15. Then I say we relaxed a little on the defensive end. We relaxed a little on the rebounding side of things. And the Heat had Tyler Hero, and he got hot. Like, he had 20 points in the second half. So they made it a game. That Robinson, Jaylen Brown thing brought the crowd into it. But the Celtics, they took all of that, stood firm, closed the game out, completed the regular season series sweep of the Miami Heat. Love to see it, love to beat the Heat. Always a good day when you beat the Heat. It was a great day yesterday. Had a lot of fun watching the game. And the Celtics fan in Miami in the end had a lot of fun when Jason Tatum was at the free throw line chanting, "Let's go Celtics." I cannot believe that. In Miami, in your rival's home, we are hearing "Let's go Celtics" and MVP chants for Tatum. That was crazy. But it is how it is with the Celtics fans. Best fans in the league for sure. And now we move for a back-to-back against Brooklyn. One in their home and one in our home. And then we're off to the All-Star break. So a couple of games I hope we play with the right intentions and not just mess around, you know. And they've not shown that they've been messing around a lot. Although the starters did not perform well against the Grizzlies, Hawks, and the Wizards, the bench, led by Al Horford, our veteran, he's been so great. They really played well and carried us through those games. Yeah, but those games to the side. Now on the next games and off to the All-Star break, Tatum and Jaylen Brown participating in a dunk contest. That would be nice to see. I hope he puts on a show. He says he's in his athletic prime. So we'll all be witnesses at the dunk contest. Let me start with Jrue Holiday. Jrue Holiday is shooting the hell out of the 3-point shot. He's leading the league in corner 3-point percentage. He's shooting even better than Stephen Curry from the corner. He's like around 65%. He made like 5 out of 6 threes last night. All of his threes were needed. Those shots that he made in the third quarter, if he didn't, I don't know, this could have been a totally different game. So shout out Jrue Holiday. This is what happens when the Celtics play with intentions. Their best players, Tatum and Brown and Porzingis, trying to play proper playoff basketball, hunting mismatches. You have players like Jrue Holiday, Derek White spotting up. That's crazy. Jrue Holiday getting open threes. Who would think? Jrue Holiday last year was an all-star. Jrue Holiday was a key player, like I'd say the second best player on a championship team. And on our team, he's getting open corner threes. The amount of talent on the Boston Celtics is ridiculous. And let's hope this translates into a championship. Let's hope the Celtics keep playing the same intentional basketball that Joe Mazzulla loves. Let's keep this rolling. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for liking again this video. Thank you for sharing this video. Tell all the Celtics fans, tell all the NBA fans to hop on to the Indian Celtic Show. And let's talk Celtic basketball.